am so excited to talk to our newest guest. He has started something that I think is amazing. He and his partner are offering free dance classes to people to boost their endorphins and to help them cope with everything that's going on. We're talking to Eddy Rosales Chavez, and the company is called The Movement. Eddy, how did you decide to do this?
Yes. Well, first of all, thank you for having me on. Super excited to talk to two of you. So the movement, we're actually a nonprofit 501c3 foundation, and we started about last April, I want to say, in Miami, and then expanded to New York in August to bring free dance classes to New York as well. I think it was a combination of different factors. So my co-founder and I have always known the benefits of dance, and there's many, from the endorphins as you mentioned, but also mental health, connectivity, community building, among also the physical benefits of dance, physical exercise as well. But I think especially in the time of COVID, when so many people were locked in their house and they had kind of limited social connection, it made a lot of sense last spring, to as the world was starting to open up a little bit more, to reopen the world through dance. What better way to get people excited to get back out there and meet new people and learn a new hobby than through dance?
Now, how do you fund this project? Because it's got to cost a fortune.
Yes, it is. It is funded by very generous donors who also, a lot of them come from a dance background, including one of our co-founders, Ryan Breslow, but also other very generous donors who have stepped up and have seen the benefits of dance in their own lives themselves. Maybe not through the movement necessarily, started for them many, many years ago, but this is something that they believe in and that they support fully.
Now, have you thought, you do it in small dance studios, but have you thought of bringing it to like Times Square or Central Park or someplace that's just massive, that the amount of dancers could be amazing?
Absolutely. So actually, so we do. So how it works is we work with independent studios, and so we obviously rent their space, and they also need to stay afloat. So we pay for the space, and we also work with independent dance instructors who we pay for their time and skill to teach the classes, and they're all great. So that's the majority of our operations, but we do other types of events. It's a little bit harder now in the winter in New York to do stuff outside. But last August, actually, to kick off our expansion to New York, we did a flash mob in Prospect Park, which was really fun. And we got people out there, and so the goal is to do a whole lot of more of that in the spring and summer. We're actually moving I'm moving to New York, and we're kind of moving our focus to New York just because Miami's in a really good place right now. We have so many classes and people know who we are. And so we're trying to replicate that in New York. And so be on the lookout for a lot of great events outside throughout New York this summer.
Have you gone to people like Chase Brock, who not only has his own dance company, but this would thrill him? Serge Trujillo, even Tommy too. I mean, these people would seriously love to be a part of it because you've spoke their language.
Yeah, so partnerships is also a big focus for us going forward. It's partly why I'm moving to New York. It's a lot easier for us to be able to meet with people and kind of tell them what we're doing, and all the communities that we're helping when I'm there in person. And so we're meeting with a bunch of different people who are excited. We actually have a new initiative starting this Sunday, where we are having Broadway dancers and different like dance influencers partner with us to guest teach a lot of our classes. So hopefully that brings more visibility to the classes so that more people are aware of what we're doing. But also I think it's just a really cool, fun idea for someone that works normally in a very professional setting to step into a studio and lead a more hands-on intro level class with people that are just kind of dipping their toes into the dance world.
in doing this and in reading your manifesto and looking at your website, you're doing this mostly for people that don't have money and don't have the wherewithal. But I tend to think that people forget there's that middle of the road person that is probably struggling to make ends meet and probably trying to feed their kids, but they don't literally fit into either category. Are you planning on doing anything for them? Because I think they get left out a lot.
Oh, so I'm glad that you saw that we do focus on kind of promoting this our efforts in lower income or less privileged communities. That is intentional from a very kind of personal level for me, having grown up in that scenario. But we definitely invite everyone to come to our classes, and I think that's actually very much part of the mission. Part of what we're trying to do is not just dance, but create community. And so to do that, I think it's important that everyone is part of that community and that you meet people that
Absolutely.
are different from you. So from the get-go, from the start, we've always said that our classes are meant for everyone. And of course, we put a little bit more effort in making sure that the people that really can't afford them are aware of this opportunity. But yeah, no, definitely they're open to everyone. Everyone should
I,
come.
I think what you're doing is quite wonderful. I mean, to me, it's music. So, music is the way of communication for me and the way I communicate with most people. Um, even though I'm a writer. Um, but I think that when you step into the artistic part of yourself, and everyone has it to some degree, um, you let down layers of who you are. And I think right now we've got so many layers built around us. The more that we can shed, the better.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been scientifically proven that dance is a tool for self-esteem. It's one of the benefits. It's outlined on our website, and it 100% is. I mean, even though I love dance myself, being in a studio for the first time can be
Okay.
nerve-wracking for anyone. So, but it's always great to see the transformation that everyone goes through, especially the people that are very obviously nervous at the start. From the start of a class to 50 minutes later, an hour, just seeing them light up. And most of our instructors will have everyone, if time allows, practice their routine at the end of the class for the class. And that's something that if I think people knew that going into the class, they would probably run out. But at the end, everyone does it, and it's like the most fun part of the class for sure.
What is your favorite type of dance?
Um, I mean, being Latino, I think I grew up hearing a lot of salsa bachata, and being in Miami at the moment, a lot of our classes kind of focus on that. So that has a special place. But I will say that I have started really getting into the street style types of class. So we offer breakdance, walking, hip hop. And so I think that just brings kind of a different energy to the mix that I hadn't really experienced myself growing up. And so that's what I'm excited for. We have a really amazing shuffling class going on now.
A
Uh,
what class?
a shuffling, so it's a lot of footwork. It's
Mhm.
kind of similar to breakdancing, except without all the crazy acrobatics. It's mostly just
Okay.
yeah, but that's really really fun and also a great workout.
What is the place that you're most looking forward to bringing the movement?
Interesting. Um, I think going back to your earlier question about the partnerships and doing stuff that are different, the studios are great, but I think to do these in a very visible part of New York, when the weather allows, I think that's what I'm most excited for. I want people to know that we're out here, that this is an opportunity that they can take full advantage of, and I think just New York just would be a great place to shine light on that, doing it somewhere super visible and public.
Have you been in touch with the Times Square Alliance yet?
I have not, no.
You need to get in touch with the Times Square Alliance. They promote, they do all the things in Times Square. So like the Midnight Moment, the art installation, and
Oh,
this would be seriously up their
yeah.
alley.
Well,
I
I'll make a note of it. So again, I've never lived in New York until now, and so I'm excited to just get to know who's here in town and who wants to help us out. But we need all hands on deck to
Or
get
are
this.
you in New York now?
I actually just flew back to Miami today to get rid of my apartment, and I will be moving to New York in the next week and a half.
Well, there's lots of people right now that would help you with this project. I mean, I think that if you go to the dance clubs, actually, like pop-up places might work as well.
Yeah, that's something.
So,
Yeah, that's something we're thinking about already. Doing pop-up classes, outside that sort of stuff. Yes.
what else would you like us to know about you? What else would you like my readers to know about you?
Um, I think that something that we're putting a lot of effort now on is for people to understand. I think it's widely known that obviously dance is, a physical exercise. It has a physical exercise component, but it's really also almost more beneficial from a mental health perspective that doesn't really get that much attention. There's just been a lot of great research. A lot of it you can find on our website on the mental health aspects of dance. And I think especially now, as so many people have really just, hunkered down during COVID and, not as exposed to, being out and finding a new hobby. I think it's really important that we talk about mental health and how important it is to be proactive in addressing it. And, if dance is the way that you choose to do that, I think that's fantastic, of course. Um, but I wish people talked about that more and became more of a mainstream, conversation.
I hope that you keep our site involved in what you're doing and the different events that you have, because I'm very much into what you're doing. I was very excited to hear about it. And when I was asked to interview you, in reading it, I was thrilled that this something like this could happen. So I hope that you keep us involved. Tell us the website address of where your website is.
Yes, absolutely. So you can find us at themvmt.org, and that's to sound like the word movement. Or you can also just find us at the movement, spelled as it sounds, one word, on Instagram. And from there, you can get the link to the website and registration links and all that sort of stuff. And just one other thing, in addition to the mental health component that I hope people start talking about more, I really want New York to know that, New Yorkers to know that we are so open to so many different possibilities. We're a young nonprofit, but we have a lot of energy and a lot of openness to how we bring dance to the city. So yes.
What is, if you could, have your biggest dream come true with this, what would it be?
My biggest dream would be, I think I think dance is a core part of the human experience and human nature. And I think in other societies and other cultures, it's very much not a question of whether or not you're a dancer or can you dance. It's just you are, because you're human and everyone dances. And I wish and I hope that one day, here in the US and in New York, that is how people see dance. That is not are you a dancer, but when are you going dancing? Let's go together. Yeah.
Thank you. I look forward to seeing how the movement progresses.